a genuine question for the other side. Do you guys ever get sick of losing? I mean, I'm handing out L after L after L, and it's not just me. Yet you keep coming back for more. You are never satisfied. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. The GoFundMe account to fight against Alyssa Mercante's frivolous lawsuit threats against me, because currently that's what we're at, is just a C&D that her tweets saying that she will be following up and pursuing more with me, and I'm not really sure what that is. But regardless of that, the GoFundMe that I set up to hire Ron Coleman to represent me has been reinstated, and it is good to go. Ironically, I had already turned off the donations for it because it already met the goal. So my concern wasn't getting more money from people, it was getting the money disbursed to my bank account so that I could actually utilize it. I'm not even going to tell you to subscribe because you guys have been so incredibly amazing that it's been awesome. But if you want to check out smashjt.com, have at it, because there's a full article there that I went through with all the nitty-gritty details of everything that I got from not just this email, but also going through GoFundMe, the disbursements, the amounts, everything for full transparency's sake. And that's just GoFundMe. I've had a lot of people joining the channel. I've had people sending me direct PayPal. I've had people telling me that they're here to support me whenever they need me on the sidelines. They want me to set up another one to send more money. And I'm like, I'm good, guys. I appreciate it. This is amazing. The support's been incredible. Thank you. Another victory is in the books as the GoFundMe campaign has officially been restored. After a brief suspension that had me questioning the safety and reliability of crowdfunding platforms, especially GoFundMe, I'm more than happy to announce that it is back and they've cleared me of any wrongdoing. It's a moment of relief, but also a situation that raises some genuine concerns about crowdfunding and just how easily someone who doesn't like you or a group of people that aren't a big fan of you can wrongfully take down an entire campaign trying to destroy you. That's a problem. We'll get to that in a little bit. First off, let's talk about this email that got sent to me from GoFundMe. It was titled, "Important Message from GoFundMe, Review Complete. Thank you for following up and for your cooperation on this. I have reviewed your GoFundMe and have cleared you to continue raising funds. Your fundraiser is now live once again here with the website link." And it continues saying, "If no further assistance is required, there is no need to reply to this email. If any other questions come up, please visit our help center." So, hooray! Congratulations! GoFundMe isn't as awful as I was worried that they were based off of what everyone was telling me. But it's still pretty bad that they still took down this campaign basically instantly because people were complaining about it. Let's be honest, platforms like GoFundMe have their own vested interests. They take a portion of the funds that are raised, and there may even be potential tax implications on my end, which I'm still figuring out. But for full transparency purposes, I want to go through exactly what you guys have donated to me, what GoFundMe is taking out of that, and what I'm getting cleared with on this $2,500 and all the ins and outs of that. So let's go through the bar graph that they show here. First off, the breakdown: total donate $6,410 in, what was it, like a day or just over a day. I had this account running and I got over $6,400 on what I was asking for of $2,500. That is absolutely bonkers, insane. And that's just on the GoFundMe. That's not talking about like the direct PayPal and the join, the memberships, the people that have been supporting. I can't thank all of you enough. Like, genuinely, it is like very humbling. They've transferred a total amount of $6,180.97, and their transaction fees are actually not that bad. $229.03 going to GoFundMe, or whatever the transaction fees to send the money is. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but that's what they took out of it, and that's what I'm getting out of this. And this is obviously a more intimate, personal video for you guys that I don't typically do these. Well, lately it seems to be more often than not, but typically I focus about the video game industry on this channel, but sometimes real life takes you away from that. And this is one of those situations. I talked to my wife about what's going on with this GoFundMe and the money, the amount of money, the sheer insanity coming from you guys to support me. and how to handle this, because honestly, legitimately, I was only looking for the $2,500 to pay for the retainer and Ron Coleman representing me. And if it went past that, I didn't really have any plans for it. Now, here's what I decided to do, and this is after talking to my wife, which you may not know because I don't talk about her very much because it's not her channel. It's not, she doesn't want anything to do with this, but some people like Alyssa Mercante try to drag her into this. It's not her thing. This is my thing. I love this stuff. It's not really her thing. But at the end of the day, what my wife does is she's a nurse. She's a cancer nurse, and she deals with some really tough situations, and I've heard some really tragic stories, and it takes a really special person to do that, and that's definitely not me. I could never do that. But after talking to her about this, I was like, well, if Alyssa does not progress and move forward and continue attacking me, I want to turn this into a net positive for the entire gaming community at large. So assuming Alyssa does not progress and proceed with anything more against me, I plan on taking whatever earnings came from that donation that are not applied to Ron Coleman to go to a donation towards a cancer center, or at least something in the realm of cancer research, maybe St. Jude's or the Jimmy Fund or something. I haven't thought that far into it, but I'm sure there are plenty of services out there that could use that money, and I feel like that would be a really good thing for everyone. I don't want to take people's money and then not do anything with it. I don't want to take people's money and just pocket it. I want to do something good for the entire community with it, and I don't want to screw this up. I feel like that's kind of the best of both worlds. And here's the other thing. If Alyssa does keep coming at me, she's going to dig into that money that could have gone to cancer research, but instead, we're going to keep wasting it on a frivolous lawsuit and pursuing whatever the hell it is she's doing. So that's again on Alyssa. If she keeps coming at me, she's going to be taking money from cancer patients. And I know the other side is going to hate to hear this, so I'm going to take a lot of joy in saying, this victory is not for me. This victory is for all of us, for the freedom of speech and fighting against the detractors that are trying to silence us. We've shown right here that as a community, we can come together and knock down anyone that tries to get in the way of our freedoms. I had a donation come through from Jan F. for $5 saying, smash this case. We don't care for a bully. Best wishes from Norway. DA sent $25 saying, go get her/them, etc. Never back down against a bully. Best wishes from England. Knee Pain for $25 said, this is so dumb, yet also entertaining. But with all that being said, and while I celebrate this victory, there is a much larger issue looming. Why was it so easy for this campaign to be derailed by detractors in the first place? GoFundMe needs to rethink their policies and safeguards. This should never be allowed to happen. If a campaign that was closed for donations had already met its goals and was following the rules and was still taken down by false claims, then what does it say about the security anyone else is using on the platform? How many other people have been subjected to the same kind of unjustified scrutiny? And I know there are a lot of people in the comment section of my other video talking about how this was all the Canadian truck drivers and the truckers that had their funds frozen and taken away from GoFundMe, and they're like, that's why you shouldn't use GoFundMe. And I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should have done more research on my end before I just dove right into it. But silly me, lesson learned. I had a lot of people beforehand saying, could you please open a GoFundMe? I want to donate to you. And I was just very basic and simplistic, thinking, okay, that's the first name that comes to mind and people know about it, so I'll use it. Now I know moving forward not to ever do that again. And we got the detractors like the real Claw Towel that said, guy is like 50 and asking for $2K for a lawyer. Feels to me like the dude is taking advantage of the hostility we have against these people. How are you 50 and not have $2K? Am I supposed to pay because he wants to save those $2K for Funko Pops or something? I got a lot of comments like this come through, and I get it. There's a hint of jealousy. There's a hint of frustration. There's always going to be people out there that detract away from success of people pushing forward, but it's fine. People are going to have their own opinions. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, it doesn't affect the winning we're doing. The system isn't perfect. Far from it, actually, as we just saw firsthand how vulnerable legitimate fundraisers can be to bad faith attackers. But for now, the important thing is we're back and we're still winning. We're always winning. My legal expenses thus far are more than covered, and that's all thanks to each and every one of you who pitched in, shared the campaign, offered support in other ways. You turned a very difficult situation into a very easy one, and I can't thank you enough. And it's not just the people that donated. That's the other thing I wanted to make sure I got out there. I saw people that were like, I don't have the money to donate, but I have a YouTube channel. I'll make a video and get the word out there about the situation. And I watched all of those, at least every one that I could find. And it was so impactful. It meant so much to see the community coming together and just talking like that, saying like that, getting things out there like that. That is how we come together. That is how we win. So not to be cheesy with all this, but here's to you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. And I know there are people like Alyssa watching this video just burning up inside knowing that we keep winning and they can't do a damn thing about it. And God, it feels good to say that. I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, again, check out smashjt.com. If you appreciate what I'm doing with the other videos too, please consider hitting that join button. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as always, you stay smashing.
YouTube, dealing with depression, is YouTube really worth it? I think it is for you now when you grift.